Welcome, everyone. So today's session is going to focus on the feet, knees, and ankles. Whether it's a recent injury, struggling with plantar fasciitis, arthritis, osteoarthritis, maybe in the knees, or just general pain, this is just for you. So let's get started. We're going to sit on the edge of our chairs. Make sure you're bare feet so that we can connect to the ground. We always want to sit up nice and tall so that we can let that blood and energy and chi just flow freely, activating the healing response in our body. We're going to start by building the connection to our feet. So spread your feet nice and wide. How do they feel on the ground? Can you feel what we call all four corners of the feet connected? So behind the big toe and the little toe and both sides of the heels. So we never want to draw the feet in so that we're past 90. We want the knees over the ankles when we're touching on the ground like this. Now we're going to start by lifting up one heel. See if you can feel that connection to your toes, and then lower back down. And then we're going to lift the other. So lift, push the ball of the foot and the toes into the ground. Feel that pressure even from the big toe to the little toe, and lower down. So we're lifting up and we're lowering down. Nice and slow. Find your own pace. Maybe if you had a recent injury, you feel the difference from one side to another, that you can lift up a little bit higher on that good side. So we're going to stretch out through the front or the top of the foot. Do a couple more rounds, back and forth. Feel that whole heel connect. So the whole heel bone pushes into the ground, and then we lift the other side. Okay, let's finish this round. Press down with that other foot. Okay, now we're going to lift the toes. So lift the toes up, activating the muscles. And now as you relax your foot down, see if you can spread your foot really nice and wide onto the floor. So lift up the other side. And then spread your foot nice and wide. So it's like having your hands on your legs, and then you bring the fingers wider and connect more of the palm to your thigh. Same thing with your feet. So lift, and then see if you can connect the whole foot to the ground. This is also going to help if you have a Tai Chi practice. We want to have that whole foot connected. We want to have the weight even from side to side. And take nice big breaths. So as we focus throughout our entire practice, we want to make sure that we're breathing the whole time. So feel the lower leg activate, and then feel that whole foot expand or relax into the ground. Okay, let's do one more round, both sides. Just becoming aware of our feet, feeling that connection, what it feels like as we press that foot into the ground and expand. Okay, now you're going to have to engage your core a little bit. We're going to have to use the muscles in the upper legs. Can you lift the whole leg up off the ground? So pick the foot up, but see if you can pick the whole foot up at once. So don't lift the heel, pick the whole foot up and then lower down. Expand that foot. Picking up and then lower down. So we're just kind of moving from side to side. You'll feel maybe your weight shift a tiny little bit, but we want to feel connected to our sit bones. So we have to use these lower abs. We have to use the upper leg to help lift up. Let's do a couple more. Check, are you breathing even as we engage those muscles? Are your shoulders hanging down? We want to relax the upper body. Let's finish this round. Lift up and then out. Okay, we're going to extend both legs. So extend them out. Don't lock them out. Still have a little bit of a bend through the legs so the heels are touching. And we're going to pedal the feet back and forth. So we're going to draw one towards the torso and then point the other one down. And then switch. So we'll take an inhale. And then exhale. Switch the feet. Now it doesn't matter which way you're doing that inhale and exhale, but just imagine that you're really pressing down through those toes, point them long, draw the other ones back towards your torso as much as you can. And find that little bit of movement through the legs and see if as you push down and pull back, you can feel the even distribution between the feet. So what does that mean? We're not doing with the big toe or the little toe side. We want to make sure that we're pulling evenly and pushing down evenly from side to side. Might take a little bit of thought. You might have to actually look down at your feet and see what they're doing. So we're just thinking, can we draw them back and can we push them down? Nice and long, big stretch through that front of the foot here. Just back and forth, couple more rounds. Okay, finish. Do one more complete round, both sides. We're going to have to stretch them out a little bit. So we're going to get into that next, okay? So right now we're going to come circle. We hold a lot of energy in our feet. So circling, you can use the knees here. They'll move a little bit, but just see if you can make nice big circles. Now again, if you have an injury, that side might take a little bit more thought. You don't want to push to a point of discomfort ever. Okay, you can bend your knees a little bit more if that feels good. Then let's go the other direction. So today is all about the hips, the knees, the ankles, and the feet. We want to make sure that we have good energy running through. How many times do we focus on our feet when they support our body throughout the whole day? Take a moment, stretch them out, reach those toes out, point them, and then draw them back. Our feet deserve a little bit more love than we actually give them, okay? So now we're back to 90 degrees. We're going to lift one foot up. So lift the heel, lift the toes like you're pulling it up nice and high, and then reach out. Touch heel, ball, toe. If you're in Tai Chi, this is what it'll feel like. Then draw that foot back to 90 degrees. Then we're going to switch. So you're going to lift up heel, ball, toe, like you're dripping water off of it. Reach out, touch heel, ball, toe. Now pull it back in a straight line. Okay, working through the ankles. Lift up, touch, see if you can have even pressure. And then even pressure as you pull back. What do you feel working in your legs? Lifting, extending. Can you feel that your abs are working as well? And pulling back. So our whole body has to work together. We're really focusing on alignment so that the knees are about hips distance. And everything is nice and lined up as we reach out and we pull back. Let's do one more. Nice and slow. Out and back. Lift, extend, touch, and pull back. Okay, find that great alignment. Now we're going to work on a rotation. This rotation comes from your hip. This is going to help the knees. So we're going to extend one leg a little bit. When we rotate, it's not going to be your ankle. It's not going to be your knee. Think about rotating from your hip right here. So you can even place your hands on your thigh. We want to think rotate in and back. In. So we're finding a rotation through the hip here and come back. We'll do one more on this side and then we'll switch. So we'll go center and then we'll come back and then we'll return to neutral. So finding the rotation in the hip helps with our knee alignment. So when you turn, don't let your ankle fall. Think everything's going to stay in alignment here, and we're going to rotate. And that foot is just following the knee and the hip rotation. So the hip is leading the knee and the ankle and the whole leg to turn towards the center. It's not the knee or the foot or ankle. Return and come back. We're going to do one more round. So reach out. Can you find rotation from your hip? Come back. One center. Okay, one more. Rotate. So we can do this both directions. So we're going to go neutral, 90 degrees, right? Extend out, turn in, nice hip rotation, neutral, turn in. Are you feeling it coming from the hip right here? And then return back to 90 degrees. Now we can do the same thing going out. So we extend. Again, it's not just your foot, okay? Everything's going to come from your hip, and you're going to open. And then you're going to come back. So can you find movement through the hips? If you're ever doing a warrior in yoga or a Tai Chi bow stance, this rotation is what we need in our hips to keep the knees in line. Now, it's not so much this outward variation, but we still want to make sure, can we have this flexibility through all of our joints? This is what's going to let the blood and energy flow freely. Okay, so we did 3. We come back. We're going to do one more round. So we're going to reach, and we're going to go out, center. We go out 2 more times. Okay, come back, 90 degrees. Last side. Reach, open. Remember, keeping bend in the knees so it's nice and relaxed. And we're just using that hip to open the knee and the ankle out to the side. One more time. Come back and then release. Okay, come back on your chairs a little bit. We're going to relax a little bit. Going to get into a little bit of a massage, a little bit of love. So let's start right now. Maybe bring some energy through the palms. They might be feeling a little bit warmer. Rub them together. Bring some good vibes through the palms. Once they're feeling nice and warm, you've got that energy moving. We're going to make gentle fists, keeping thumbs on the outside though. It's not going to be a standard martial arts fist. We're just going to make gentle fists, roll those hands and thumbs on the outside, and we're going to tap. Tap down the legs on the outside all the way down to the ankles and come back up. So folding forward, just bringing energy down through the legs, getting that circulation back. Remember to breathe. We'll do one more round going down all the way down the outside, and now come to the top of the legs, going down to the knees and back towards the hips. Few rounds. And just bringing that energy through. Okay, next time you come up, go down the outside again, and then this time up the inside. And then we'll circle the top and go down again, and then up the inside. Okay, this time when we come down, bring your hands towards your knees, okay? Give them a little rub for a second, feel that energy flowing. Okay, now we're going to bring those hands to the outsides, and right about where your fingers touch, we're going to start tapping. This is a great tap for the knees. We're hitting acupressure points that are going to make the knees and the legs stronger. So we're just giving it a little tap on the outside. Gentle, natural, relaxed feelings here. Not too hard. You can use open palms if that feels good. Okay, and then come down. And we're going to come up the inside about the same place, and we're going to give a few taps there. And then come all the way up, down the outside one more time, back up, and release. Take those palms down the legs, send some energy out. Imagine releasing any tension you're holding. Okay. All right. So if you want to get a little bit more comfortable, you want to move back in your chair a little bit, that's up to you. Make sure you can still have one foot completely connected to the ground and you're still sitting up nice and tall. We're going to bring one ankle across to the knee. Doesn't matter how low that knee goes. We're going to take a moment, maybe, and rub your foot. So we're going to take a second here, okay? We're going to start rubbing the foot. Then we're going to come up to the calf and the shin. We're going to come around the knee and the thigh and just giving everything a little bit of a massage or a squeeze, just really getting that energy flowing through the legs here. Moving up and down, whatever way feels good, okay? This is all about what feels good for your body. Every time you come to practice, it should be about you and what feels good. I'm always here to guide you, but always make it your own. Okay, let's do one more round all the way back up the leg. Right. Let's take a moment. We are going to take our palm and we're going to make another gentle fist and we're going to rub through the bottom of your foot. So you can grab your toes if that feels good, but take your fingers and bring them through all of the tendons in the bottom of your feet. Rub from the ball to the heel, back and forth. If you have some plantar fasciitis, you can draw those toes back with your palm. So bring them back just as we did in the beginning. You'll feel that tendon kind of pop out a little bit more and you can give it a little bit more rub. The goal is to do what feels good. Maybe you had a foot injury and you're a little bit tight. So pulling those toes back helps release that tightness as well. This is really about you. A couple more back and forth. And then we're going to switch. So we're going to take the hands to the outside with the thumbs on the base of the feet. And we're just going to rub. We're just going to do back and forth. Feel those thumbs press into the bottom of your foot. You might be giving yourself a little bit of rub on the outside of the foot as well. Whatever feels good. Couple more. Remember to breathe. Give it a little squeeze. And then we're going to take the thumb and the pointer finger to the ankle. So bring it across a little bit more. Take your thumb to one side, the pointer finger to the other, and give your Achilles tendon and ankle just a little bit of love here. Maybe it's a little squeezing, maybe it's a little back and forth. Remember, a little bit of pressure goes a long way. Just getting everything moving. Let's release that. Now you can just bring your foot to your chair. You could bring it to your knee. You could just hold it. But we just want to take our thumbs to the top of our foot now. So grab the top of your foot, press the fingers into the bottom, and just give the top of your foot a little bit of a rub. So however you can get there, however you can relax into that, just giving yourself a rub through the top of the foot here. And then release. We're going to bring that ankle back across. Try to relax it down. Okay. Bring that whole palm, just rub the bottom of the foot, bringing that energy through. You might actually take the base of the palm and kind of push into it a little bit, really bringing a little bit more pressure into it. This is great if you've been doing too much standing or sitting. Really kind of brings all the energy back to the feet. Okay. Then give yourself a little bit of a rub with all the fingers on the outside thumbs again. And we're going to come to the top of the foot. Massage behind each toe. Little bit of pressure behind each toe. And then with one hand, we're going to hold. Grab your big toe right where it touches the ground. A little bit of pressure. Hold for a second. Release. Hold again. Release. Go to the next one. Press in and then release. A little bit of pressure on each toe. Moving down. 2 little pushes on each toe. Keep moving all the way down to the last one. Might switch hands. Okay. Bring those hands back to the ball of the foot. Give it a little bit of a massage. Open it up. Pull through all the toes, making a little bit of space. Use that outside hand to open. And then we're going to take one hand and we're going to bring it through the toes. So you're going to take your fingers and you're going to bring them between each toe. Now this might feel a little weird. You might have to take the toes and separate them to get that extra space. But we want to bring that extra space through our feet so that it feels like we were trying to do on the ground where we were expanding our foot. We're just opening up all the little bones here. We're bringing that space. Remember, shoes are always kind of compacting our feet into a way that's unnatural. It's actually more natural for our feet to expand and open. Now, this might feel a little intense when we first do it, but eventually we want to have more space in our feet. We want to let them expand and open that little bit more. It's actually going to make them stronger. Okay, we're going to release all those fingers. Give it one more little bit of a rub. And then we're going to release. Bring that foot back to the ground. Notice the difference. How different do you feel from side to side? Okay, now we're going to bring that other leg up. Same thing. So we're going to start gentle fist, and we're just going to rub through the bottom of that foot. Back and forth, from the ball to the heel. Remember, it doesn't matter what's going on with your knee. We're just trying to relax through the rest of the body as we use our hands to help the energy flow through our feet. Again, that option is there to keep the hands on the toes. You could pull them back. You'll feel that tendon pop out a little bit more. But completely up to you. Do what feels good. Couple more rounds. And then we're going to switch now. So we're going to bring the fingers to the outside, the thumbs underneath, and we're just kind of massaging back and forth. Both thumbs kind of switching, opening up through. Just trying to release any tension that you're holding. Remember to breathe. That's a big part of our practice, is having that connection to our breath. That's going to help the blood and energy flow freely. Couple more rounds. Okay, we're going to bring that ankle a little bit further across. Bring the thumb and the pointer finger, and you can just squeeze, or you can just give a little bit of a rub or circle or up and down. Completely up to you. Just a little bit of love to the back of the ankle here. And then again, we're going to bring that knee up towards the sky. So whatever way works for you. So you can bring it to your chair. You could hold it out. But we're just going to rub the top of that foot down. So we're going to bring those hands down the front, thumbs on the outside. You can squeeze the bottom. Just bringing that energy through the whole foot here. Just being grateful for our feet and all they do for us every day. Let's go back with that knee to the ankle. Give that foot a little bit of a rub. Again, that palm just digging in, pushing with the ball right here. Push into your palm here. Nice big stretch. So we're rubbing that base of the foot here, and now we're going to bring those fingers to the big toe and press in. So getting that pressure on the toe, and then release, and then press and release. So 2 times each toe, all the way down. Keep moving down the toes, press and release. And then we'll make our way to that final toe. Pressure down and release. Give your feet a nice squeeze all the way through. Spread those toes wide. See if you can take the thumbs to the ball of the foot. Spread them out. And then again, we're going to bring those fingers between the toes. So however you need to do it, try to bring them all the way through, creating a lot of space. Hold for a few breaths. Maybe you squeeze and release a couple of times. And then we'll release. Unwrap those fingers. Bring those feet back. Return towards the edge of your chair. Lift the toes up and then let them spread wide. Then lift the heel, same thing. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes. Feel the connection to your feet. Feel that difference. Can you feel the energy emanating from the earth? Do you feel like you've released some tension? You've given the lower body a little bit of love. Let's take one inhale, lift those arms up. And then just bring the palms down the front of the body. Do one more, bringing that energy in, giving thanks to your body for all that it does for you every day. We'll release down. Bring the hands to the thighs just as we started. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's session.